So our next award is the Excellence in Education. And we have two awards. One is for individuals and one is for an organization. So our next award winner is Jim Collis, CDT. And so, much like Bayou State Crown Bridge, and I call them the small giant, Jim I call the quiet giant. So Jim is a technician's technician, and if you look on Facebook, you know how many miles he puts on a year flying around the world, literally sharing what he knows and sharing the knowledge that he's built up over the course of time in his career. And I've seen him at many trade shows over the years, and the thing about Jim that exemplifies the excellence in education component is not just his technical knowledge, which we know he has, but it's how he delivers it. He doesn't care if he's talking to one person or 150 people. What you see is what you get, and he's going to give the same level of passion and educational delivery regardless of who he's talking to, where he is, and what the setting is. He never changes, and that's why we love him, and that's why he's being recognized tonight. So Jim, congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Here we go. You know, about 18 years ago, I attended the Indiana State Dental Laboratory meeting, and I went to a lecture from somebody that I know, and after the lecture, he came up to me and asked me what I thought. And I said, you know, you touched on an awful lot of subjects, but you didn't go into any detail. And he said something that has stuck with me all these years. He said, I only give people enough to wet their whistle. If they want to know more, they have to pay. And I said, isn't your sponsor paying you? And he walked away laughing. And I told myself I would never, ever be like that. You know, just because you put a few videos up on YouTube about tips and tricks and give a few courses during the year doesn't make you an educator. An educator has to completely invest themselves in education. You have to take courses continually so you can pass on that knowledge. And I think I've done that. You know, you have to give of yourself openly, completely, and freely. And I think I've done that. At least I hope I've done that. I'm not going to blather on. I'm going to say three thank yous, and then I'm going to leave you with a thought. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my family and my loved ones for understanding what it is that I do, what it is that we do, and for letting me be away for so many nights out of the year. As a matter of fact, so many nights that I forgot what a home chore is. And that's really not a bad thing. So I love you, my family, and my loved ones. Second, is a very dear friend of mine, and he has been a mentor to me, not only in business, but personally. And I have to thank him, and I know we joke a lot, but I have to thank him, and I have to be serious today. Because Gary Yacco, thank you for everything you've done for me. Where are you, Gary? Where are you? Thank you for everything that you have done for me. And thirdly, I have to thank my Solvay Dental 360 family, because they have taken me in, they have taught me an awful lot about corporate. Because when I owned my own laboratory, I was the king, and now I have learned what real business is like. So thank you for taking me in, for loving me, and putting up with me. I love you all. Last, I'm going to leave you with a thought. Last year I got to attend my very first Yankees game with my close friend and my colleague, Dennis Urban. And the Yankees were way up, so we decided to leave in the beginning of the 8th inning so we can make it back to Long Island, beat the traffic. So on our way up the stairs to the exit level, Dennis was hobbling very badly. And it was so bad, as a matter of fact, that he recently had a total knee replacement. So I put my hand on his back and I pushed him up the last 7 stairs. When he got to the top, he grabbed the railing, he turned around and he grabbed me by the hand and he pulled me up the last 3 stairs because my hip was bothering me from sitting in that tiny little chair. Well, maybe it wasn't the chair was so tiny, maybe my butt was a little too big. And when I got up to the top step, we looked at each other, we just laughed, and Dennis just said, "What the hell happened to us?" So we had a great laugh and all the way back to Long Island. But the moral of the story is that we have to continue to pull each other up to that next level. We have to push each other beyond our limits. And we have to support each other along the way. If we want to make it in this ever-changing business that we all know and love, dental laboratory technology. So thank you so much. I so appreciate this. I really do. Thank you so much.